is kindly sponsored by Babbel, one of the top language learning apps in the world. The leaves are changing, school is back in session, and it's the perfect time to start learning a new language. Whether you are studying abroad, just kind of dreaming of future travel, or feeling the itch to learn something new, now is the time to get cozy and start speaking a new language with Babbel. As most of you know, I am heading to Mexico in a couple weeks, and I've been using Babbel to learn Spanish since this summer. And I am so excited to go on this trip now because I will be able to communicate with other Spanish speakers while I'm in Mexico. And not only have I really brushed up on my Spanish, but I've learned a lot more about the culture as well using Babbel. I feel like Babbel is really helping me to become a lifelong learner by helping me to explore cultures and really broaden my horizons. Babbel is the best language learning app. Their award-winning technology is scientifically proven to get you speaking in just 3 weeks. Babbel teaches real-world conversations and has expertly crafted lessons so you can have practical conversations about travel, business, relationships, and more. My favorite thing about Babbel is the short 10-minute interactive lessons. I'm a super busy mom and I don't have big chunks of time to devote to learning a new language, which is why I love Babbel. The lessons are designed by real language teachers, and Babbel's speech recognition also helps with your pronunciation and accent.
Hola. ¿Dónde está el baño? Hola, yo soy Haley.
I've been working on learning Spanish, and I want to know what language you want to learn and why. To get 60% off your subscription to Babbel, check out the link down in the description box and start speaking a new language in just 3 weeks. Gracias, Babbel, por enseñarme español. Okay, let's go ahead and get into today's case, which actually begins on Black Friday in 2014. And as we all know, at least here in the US, Black Friday can be very deadly. In fact, some of the country's most deadly and gruesome injuries have occurred on Black Friday. And for those of you who don't know what Black Friday is the Friday after Thanksgiving here in America. And it is when our holiday shopping really kicks off. People will go sleep outside in tents, like sleep outside of stores, to be the first one in the store to get the deals, or the hottest gifts of the season. While it isn't unheard of here in America to hear about people being like pushed to the ground and trampled, or fights breaking out over merchandise, today's Black Friday case is a little bit different. On Friday, November 28th, 2014, 911 dispatchers got a call from a resident of this apartment complex in Fort Worth, Texas. And the caller was calling to report a fire at the complex. When the fire department arrived, was inside or if she was like out with friends or out somewhere else. But the firefighters were able to get the fire put out, and then they entered the apartment looking for hotspots. And when they did, they found the body of Ashlea Harris lying face down on her bedroom floor. But right away, investigators knew Ashley had not died from like smoke inhalation or the fire itself. She had been murdered. Ashley's hands were both bound behind her back with duct tape. Her body was lying in a pool of blood. It would later be determined that her body also showed signs of strangulation and her throat had been slit. The fire had been deliberately set in order to try and cover up the murder. Investigators found that Ashley's bed and bedroom had been completely doused in rubbing alcohol before the fire was set. Something worth mentioning is that her entire house was searched, and one thing that was missing were her apartment keys. They were never found. So police began looking into Ashley's murder. They began canvassing the area. They found a neighbor who told them that he had noticed a car parked outside of the apartment complex near Ashley's apartment around 6:30 a.m. This guy had gone out on his balcony to smoke a cigarette and noticed that there was a car that didn't belong. It was a black Infiniti G35. Another neighbor, the guy who lived right under Ashley, told police he heard a scream at 7:30 a.m., followed by a thump and heavy breathing. But he didn't call 911 when he heard this. He actually didn't call 911 until after his carbon monoxide detector went off, and it was him who made the call about the fire. So, police began trying to put together a timeline. They wanted to know what Ashley had been up to in the days and hours before her death. They found out that Thanksgiving Day, Ashley had gone out with her friend Alexis Torres, and they'd actually gone out to dinner, and then later they had met up with some friends at an apartment in her same complex, but it wasn't Ashley's apartment. After that, she then went to work at the American Eagle store, located in Holland Mall, and this was where Ashley worked as an assistant manager. Because of the Black Friday madness, Ashley ended up working a super long shift. In fact, because she knew she would be working so long, she asked her friend Alexis to watch her dog for her. Ashley worked till almost 3 a.m. the next morning, and then she went home. She was exhausted. She wanted to go straight to bed, so she called Alexis and asked her to bring her dog back over. And Alexis brought the dog over at 3:15 a.m. Alexis then kind of just hangs out and like decompresses with Ashley till 4 a.m. and then she goes home. Once police have this timeline of Ashley's movements that night, they begin to theorize that Ashley was killed between 4:15 a.m. and 7:30 a.m. Now, they do have this witness who saw an unfamiliar car parked in the parking lot during that time period. So they decide to try and track down the owner of the Infiniti that was seen by the neighbor smoking. Alexis couldn't think of anyone either. It would be the store manager at American Eagle where Ashlee worked, who would be the person to provide police with a solid tip regarding the car. He actually happened to know someone who drove a black Infiniti G35, a woman named Carter Carroll, and she drove the same make and model, and she actually also was like kind of an acquaintance of Ashlee's. Carter used to work at American Eagle with Ashlee, but Ashlee had actually fired her from the store in August of that year. So police know that this person not only knew Ashlee but had a possible motive for wanting her dead. So they set up surveillance. And all of this happened very, very quickly. The surveillance was set up by the next morning, so the next Saturday morning. Police began watching Carter's home and they see a black Infiniti pull out of the neighborhood, and they follow it. Now there are two people in this car, a male and a female. The car drives to Holland Mall, and Carter gets out of the car and goes inside. And the police stop the driver, and they start talking to him, and they find out he's Carter's boyfriend, and he also used to work at American Eagle. His name is Clarence David Mallory, and he's like super sketchy. He's wearing a ski mask while he's like sitting in the car. So police ask him for ID, and he says he doesn't have any ID. And at this point, they feel like something really weird is going on, so they place him under arrest. Other officers head into the mall to try and track down Carter, but they couldn't find her. In the meantime, Clarence was taken to the police department to be questioned. Police noted that he had a fat lip, indicating that he had recently been injured, because it was still very, very swollen. Back at the mall, police literally cannot find Carter anywhere. So they go back to her house where they find her just doing laundry. Like she had literally slipped the tail of investigators. She was taken to the police station to be questioned, and she told officers that she'd been home all day and she'd never been to the mall at all. However, police were able to pull CCTV footage from the mall where they can clearly see her getting out of the black Infiniti and walking into the mall. They also had footage of her leaving and heading home on foot out a back door. So police began to theorize that Carter had watched her boyfriend get put under arrest, and she wanted to get as far away from the mall as possible, so she left trying to evade police. While police were questioning her, they noticed that she had fresh scratch marks up and down her forearms. In the meantime, another set of detectives were out trying to run down leads, and one piece of evidence, or lack of evidence, I guess you could say they were very interested in, was Ashlee's missing keyring. Because she was an assistant manager at American Eagle, she had a set of keys to the store. And she also had her apartment keys on that keyring. So they're trying to figure out where the keys could be, and this is when they kind of stumble upon a motive. Clarence and Carter, they realized, had killed Ashlee in order to get her keys to the store, and her keys specifically to the safe inside of American Eagle. Because they had both worked at American Eagle, they knew the day after Black Friday, which happened to be the biggest money than normal. They went to the store that morning to grab the money out of the safe before the store officially opened. However, the store had changed all of its keys the minute they heard that Ashlee's keys were missing. So it was already too late to rob American Eagle. They had no way to gain access to the store. Police secured a search warrant for Carter's apartment, where they found bungee cords and rope. They also found a taser, some duct tape, and garbage bags. Inside the black Infiniti, police found a black trash bag, a knife sharpening stone, a cell phone, a walkie-talkie, and a knife. Clarence and Carter were both charged with capital murder at this point. The prosecution decided not to seek the death penalty, but instead to seek life in prison without the possibility of parole. Both Clarence and Carter pled not guilty to the charges, and they were given 2 separate trials. It was believed that Carter was the mastermind behind the crime, and her trial, because of this, was held first. In court, their motive was presented, and the prosecutor said that not only did the couple want to make some quick money, but they also wanted revenge, because they felt that it was Ashlee's fault that they had been fired from American Eagle. But Carter hadn't been fired for something stupid. She'd actually stolen thousands of dollars from the safe, or at least it was believed she had. They didn't have proof, but at the time, Carter was working as the assistant manager, and it was her job to lock up every night. So on the night that all of this money went missing, Carter was working, and when the morning shift came on duty, they found the safe was empty. So she was fired because no alarms had gone off, like the store hadn't been locked up. So she was angry, and her boyfriend Clarence was always up to make some quick cash. So for a few weeks, they plotted how they would carry out their crime. Police even found that they had dug a hole, likely to put Ashlee's body in after they killed her, and they believed the original plan had been to get Ashlee and her keys out of the apartment, take her somewhere else, kill her, and bury her body so it wouldn't be found and she would just be a missing person. A search of Clarence's car found 2 shovels and a box of plastic sheeting, so this was how they kind of came up with that theory. Ashlee's cause of death was asphyxia and blunt force trauma. So Carter's defense was that she hadn't been involved at all, and she was terrified of Clarence, so she was just kind of going along with his plan. She did admit that she tried to enter the American Eagle store the morning she was arrested, but said the only reason she went in there was because she was scared of Clarence, and he had told her that she had to do that. But the jury didn't buy Carter's claim, and she was found guilty of capital murder and sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. Clarence, his defense team, tried the exact same defense. They tried to blame everything on Carter the same way Carter had tried to blame everything on Clarence. But again, the jury didn't buy it, and he was also found guilty and sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. And that is the story of the murder of Ashlee Harris. I just quickly want to cite my sources for this video. I got information from the Chilling Crimes website, Newsweek.com had an article titled, "What was the motive for the Black Friday killing of Ashlea Harris?" written by Kelsey Wynn. The Daily Mail had an article by Cheyenne Roundtree titled, "Coworker Gets Life in Prison for Beating and Burning to